Hello, friends and lovers. Welcome back to a new incremental style game, I think, or at least a clicker idler, kind of relaxing style game. This one is called Space Plan. It cost me under $1 right now on Steam. And yeah, just checking it out. There might be a bigger emphasis on story or visuals or audio or all those things more so than the gameplay. But we'll see. Based on the reviews that I read, let's check it out. Word outputter starting, loading Hopper R-type systems, loading idiolect sorted. Hello, wakey, wakey. Let's get to work. Where are we? No idea. Systems are being difficult. Power's all messed up too. Sort it out. Use your kinetic generator button on the left side of the screen. We are generating watts now as we speak. Okay, lovely. Oh, there we go. I was about to turn up the audio, but maybe I shouldn't there. Interesting. Let me turn it up a touch. Okay, so what do we got? The Thing Maker has power. Nice. Use it to build anything in our libraries. Okay, so we're having some problems loading potato library. That success? Okay, other libraries seem to be pretty corrupt. Get us some more power, please. Repair some solar panels and use the Kinetigen. The Kinetigen. All right, so click this and we get to repair a solar panel. They need a bit of love. Works best in sunlight. 0.1 watts per second. 100% of total wattage currently. Meaning like the amount that it's earning. That did something else. Idea lister. Kinetigen tweak. Mess with the Kinetigen generator's internals for 3 watts per cycle. Not certain I totally grasp that. So we're getting 0.2 per second naturally from the solar panels. That goes up by 0.1 for each, it looks. Oh. Lovely, and here we are. I gotta say I'm kind of impressed already by just the visuals, I guess you could say. Idea lister is up and running. Use it to improve your things with my lovely ideas. Bloody hell, that obnoxious boot up embarrassing software devs, eh? Well, there we go, all up and running. Build more things so we can work out where exactly we are. Okay. There's something at 120 watts. I might just grab some solar panels for a little while longer. I'm not certain when. Chip status, breezy. Orbiting mass, no idea. Okay. Are we up to... I was going to say, let's get up to like 1 watt per second or something, maybe? I don't know, it just seems like a nice round number, and then we'll save up to the 120. We can clean the solar panels. Is it safe to say that's going to make them more efficient? I am having to spam click over here. Let me make sure I can't hold it down. I cannot. Always good to check. What about the enter button? Nope. Space bar? That did work? It's kind of working, but at a rather slow pace. Interesting. I saw an A appear. Did you see that? If I let go of spacebar, it turns off. I see S over there. Oh, fascinating. I don't know what to think about that. But spacebar does work, but at just a rather slow pace in case you just don't want to sit there and click. Clicking would be faster. Hey, we can get 1 potato. Panels are covered in dust. Clean them for 3 watts for every 10 seconds. So that's 0.3, right? Is that per? Okay. Oh, we're no longer in the sun, so the solar panels don't do anything. Genetically modified for more power output, 1 watt per second. So that'll officially be half of the wattage we generate, but it doesn't require us to be in the sunlight. So it's generally better than the solar panels, although we are about to get out of there, it looks. I don't know, I might just do the potato instead. It seems like it's better for the time being. All right. I'm enjoying the themes here, especially. You know, it's reminding me a bit more. It's been a long time. It's reminding me a lot more of Cookie Clicker right away. Just different things that generate different amounts, and you have to think about which one's more efficient, right? So, like, it takes 10 solar panels to be as efficient as a potato, so we're obviously going to buy a potato. Maybe I'll clean the solar panels now-ish. If I understand correctly, it must be 0.3 per... Let me see. So we went up by 2 per second for 140. So that was better than the potato. We gotta try this Kinetigen tweak. So now these give us 0.3. Yep, that's correct. Oh, I see. It added 0.2. So that means it takes a little over 3 to equal 1 potato. What is this? Mess with the kinetic generator's internals for 3 watts per cycle. Huh. Panels are looking presentable, 3 watts every 10 seconds. The kinetic generator now gives you 3 watts every time you press it. Oh, that's what it's saying. Welcome to Value Town. Oh, okay, that was definitely worth it if I'm going to sit here and click a lot. In the meantime, let's get potato. Oh man, the things on the right are very expensive now. It's going to be potato for a while. It looks. Actually, it's right about now that we swap back to solar panel, isn't it? So it's every 3 point something. Somewhere around there. Potato. It's been a long time since I checked out Cookie Clicker, I gotta admit. A long, long time. I don't even know if they ever changed the game. I never got that far in it. I never got that dedicated to it. I almost wonder, would it be worth... I mean, that's like the big game, right? The big clicker. Is it the biggest one? I would think so. It goes very far, if I recall correctly. But it's also not as active as a lot of the games that I've been choosing. It's not as incremental, you know? Things don't necessarily build as quickly as you might hope. Is it time to save up for 680? I think it might be, to find out what that's going to give us. We're getting 12.2 a second. Oh, wait, we got something new listed here. I guess that's just because we got to a certain amount. We got a Probatato, modified spud for planetary harvesting even. 8 watts a second, 1.5 times in free fall. 1.5 times in free fall. I have no idea what that means. Can I zoom in here or something? No. Is that my Probatato? Look at it go, baby. Solar ambience I want to check out. We're not getting any solar at the moment. I guess we'll just do more Probatatos. Probe launched. Probatato lost? Whoa, what do you mean? Data gained. Data is stored in the fact holder area in the top left. Probatato data, 1 out of 3. So wait, they're getting destroyed? They are getting destroyed. Well, what the heck? Probatato lost, data gained. But I think I need to do it. Right? That's what it's looking like. Is there something else I was supposed to do first? I don't know. Let's read what this does in the meantime. Solar panels will produce 0.5 times in shadow through ambient light. I don't think that's even that good, honestly. All right, what do we got here? Wrap them in foil to stop them burning. Perhaps add some Lee and parents. What's that, like a seasoning, I think, if I recall? Is that like A1? Okay, what are we saying here on the top right? Our potatoes are getting baked in the thick atmosphere. Foil heat shields should keep them cozy. Check the idea lister. All potatoes are now foil wrapped to withstand re-entry heat in the odd fan-assisted oven. Atmosphere thick, it says. Thick, it says. Well, a potato increases a lot, so is it going to be okay now? They're much more expensive than before. It gives me a lot more per second than anything else. This only gives me 1. This gives me 8. So yeah, potatoes are definitely worth a lot more. Not to mention they give more while in free fall. So while we first launch them, essentially, at the beginning, they're worth a little bit more. It sounds okay. Probe launch. Challengers go. Probe potato landed successfully. This place looks familiar. Get us more probes. Let's investigate. So I guess I should just really get those, because there's no way. 20. Yeah, it's still the most efficient thing we can buy by far. Now, the probe potato is on the planet, or is it kind of orbiting the planet, maybe? Can't tell. Is this a 3D representation or a 2D? More probes. Let's investigate. So I imagine that progress might be hindered by pro-potatoage. I'm checking. I hit spacebar and it's almost like it was trying to learn that for me. Interestingly. I kind of wanted to check that out to see if there was more controls I could make use of. But apparently not. More pro-potato. They're now up to 1802. It would take more than 20 solar panels. It says repair the solar panel, interestingly. Has it always said that? I think it did. Not just make them, huh? I really wouldn't want solar ambiance. It's just really not worth it, right? I don't think so. So for potatoes, the pro potato earns 8 times the amount. So until 8 times 367 is less than what a pro potato costs. Wait a minute. Are the pro potatoes still there? Well, it says we still have 4 of them. It looks like we're still earning for it. Oh, yeah, they seem to be kind of... Maybe the idea is they're roaming the planet. Whoops, I looked away. I'm busy, like, looking around. Trying to understand everything we see here. This is definitely going to be more on the relaxing side of... or meant to be on the relaxing side of things. I know we're getting close to solar ambiance, but it doesn't sound good, right? I wonder if I buy some of these cheap things, will we unlock something else that is potentially helpful? But I mean, it did say quite literally, get us more probes, let's investigate. We're practically at the point where it is worthwhile to buy the other ones. Maybe one more pro-potato. Pro-potato. It's around that time, right? They are much cheaper, too. Yeah, because sometimes there's just hidden unlocks behind stuff, right? In these games. It's not like a multiplier, right? It's only 8%, 11%, that's 80%. Which isn't a big surprise. More potato. Let's get to an even 20 on the solar panels, just to try to find out. No, nothing new. Maris Pipers, I have to read about. I'm gonna guess that helps potatoes. What do you think? 75 watts per second now. What do we got here? Quality mash. Potato power gain times 3. Cost 8,000. It's gonna be a long time. Well, what's a long time in a game like this, you think? Is that a long time? So 3 times. We'll put them up to 3 watts each. It's 13. It will add quite a bit. 3 watts each times 13 equals 39 watts for 8,000. I'm thinking about it. 39 for 8,000. It is better than buying... What is it? 3 pro potatoes, right? 3-ish? Okay, it is better, so I guess I'm going to save up for it. Right, solar ambiance stinks. There, I said it. I said it. Maybe it leads to something else, but I'm going to wait. Let me read it again. Solar panels produce 0.5 times in shadow through ambient light. Yeah, so it just makes them only... makes it so they do something when we're in the shadow here, which is not particularly long, I feel, so I'm not very excited for that. Alright, we're almost up to the 8,000. It felt like a long time. Okay. That went up a lot, and now potatoes are worth a lot more for us, because they give us 3 watts per second. So we're going to want to buy a lot more potatoes for a while. It's like 2.6-ish potatoes equals 1 pro potato. We gotta check out the polished solar panels, too, over there. What do we got for this message? That's much better. No idea what kind of potato we had before. Not even sure it was a potato, if I'm honest. Potato power gain at ×3, though. Okay, it's about time we swap back to pro potatoes. This thing's pretty far away, though, still. Polished solar panels are quite expensive as well. I'd probably want to check out the other thing first. Let's see, indicate an indicator for any kind of quest. Let's just buy some pro potatoes. I might try to get up to an even 10, and we'll see if that does anything. It doesn't look like it's been a big help, though, to try to get up to specific numbers with this stuff. But who knows? Kind of like the look of this, by the way. Let me read what it does. Get some Mr. Sheen on these bad boys for 1 watt per second on the solar panels. So it costs 15,000 to get 20 watts, but I could buy a lot more solar panels in the meantime too, right? Pretty quickly. Okay, so I got up to 10. Nothing happened. It's kind of just a question of which thing do we want to save up for. I guess I'd want to check out this thing next, if I were to guess. These still only give 0.3 watts per second, which is practically nothing. Let's get up to an even 20 potatoes. You know what? I'll go up to 25 solar panels. Still nothing new there. Just kind of checking it out. We could buy solar ambience just because it's cheap to see if it leads to a different upgrade that we don't have, or rather is not offered yet. Upgrade the Kinetigen to produce 100 watts per cycle, meaning per click. God, they're showing us stuff that is so far away, right? It is so very, very far away. It's kind of interesting. They told me to get more pro potatoes. I did my best. I guess we're going to save up for this next big one on the left side here. Since we're on the planet looker, I wonder if I can... Okay, this is just... settings. I'm clicking as fast as I can. Trust me. How much do I generate per click? Actually don't remember. Oh, we got a glimpse of the next one after the Sputnik here. Costs 284,000. Okay then. It's interesting to have music like this in a game like this where assumedly they expect you to be AFK for large portions. First potato satellite, 42 watts per second. Alright, please don't like break like the pro potato. So that's a pretty good increase. It's now 22% of our total wattage. Don't crash or anything, I beg of thee. So that's 42 per second, which means that it is, hold on, math it. A little over 5 times. Yeah, Sputnik is worth more than pro potatoes. Well, that satellite's getting so close. And now, should I just get the polished solar panels? It'll give me 25 watts for 15k. Although I can buy a bunch of solar panels after that. No doubt, right? 25 watts for that amount. Yeah, we could probably do that. Solar ambience is a lot cheaper compared to just what we're earning nowadays, I'll admit. Okay, so now we gotta buy a bunch of solar panels because they're worth more now. 1 watt per second. But actually, they're already worse in terms of cost versus a potato. Already. Wow, that was fast. So I don't know if that upgrade was totally worth it. Or maybe rather, I'm just not putting enough into like the potatoes. But that must mean that Sputnik is worth more, right? Yeah. I think so. Right? 3 times 3. Cost me 2. Pro potato, 8 watts for 4,100. I almost need the math right next to it constantly to just, you know, divide the cost by the wattage it gives. Takes 4. Yeah, Sputnik is the most efficient still. Okay. I wonder if I did the math wrong for the solar panels at the start there or something. Well, like I've been saying, sometimes it's worth just grabbing upgrades to see if it leads to somewhere else. Panels are looking dashing, double the efficiency. Sputnik. Okay. Am I crazy or did something else appear on the right side? I think something did. So this is more than 4 times. Still worth more. It's actually worth more than 5 times it. Okay. So Sputnik is still the best. Easily. Kinetigen Sparkifier. Large power gains if used efficiently. Plus 0.75% temp power gain per spark hit. Huh? Per spark hit. Possibly a new mechanic of some kind? What do you think? I kind of can't tell. This is one of those games where an auto clicker would have benefited us greatly. I'm reading everything else on the right side, but it looks like it's all pretty straightforward. Boom, Sputnik. Let's get one more of those, I'm thinking. Now that's 5 times the cost. Another Sputnik is still better than a Pro Potato. Pro Bettato. Is it finally time? I bought it. Solar panels now generate power in the planet's shadow from ambient light. Ambient light, even. Well, it doesn't look like it directly unlocked anything new, unfortunately for us. Didn't increase it otherwise, right? No, it did not. I'm very curious about this Kinetigen Sparkifier. I think it is time to save up for that. It's not too crazy. Is this the kind of game where you buy like one, eventually you get to the point where you buy one, then one, then one, then one, and you kind of keep going that way? Or maybe it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing when you get further down. And you buy them sort of in that order at that rate. Might be oversimplifying it to some degree. Kinetigen overclock. Upgrade the Kinetigen to produce 100 watts per cycle. Oh, that's, yeah. Large power gains if used effectively. Plus 0.75% temp power gain per spark hit. Is it going to be like I click to the beat? This is the Kinetigen. Per spark hit. Let's find out. With the Kinetigen Sparkifier, every time you press the Kinetigen, it'll soak up the excess sparks from our solar panels on the Kinetigen screens. Every spark will give us 0.75% power gain boost for a second or so. Yay. Okay, so you can see a multiplier. Very tiny letters up there. So this scales with our solar panels. Does it actually? So it's actually a 30% increase, so that's pretty good. I can't totally tell. It did seem to go up with the solar panels, or at least I thought it did. We're hovering between 1.29 and 1.32. Let's buy 3 and see. It might have gone up. Unclear, though. If it did go up, it wasn't substantially. By a couple more. I see it kind of top off a little bit. If I really focus on clicking... Oh, it's worse now because of... Oh, the solar panels are not really working right now. That's right. I understand. Okay. Well, I think the Sputnik was still the best. Perhaps not anymore. And now we kind of do what I mentioned before. You do one pro potato, then a regular potato. Probably another regular potato. Can't totally tell if the solar panels are improving. Let's see. 5 times 4,800. Very close between the two of them. If you try to hold down the spacebar button, it just decides to kind of be weird, truth be told. Oh, right-clicking works too. So what if I left and right-click at the same time, or try to... Oh, you can't really double up, which is too bad. But if I kind of wiggle my fingers back and forth, it kind of helps a little bit. Strategy. Let's go, baby. Need 120k for the next, which is definitely a ways away. We definitely want a lot more potatoes compared to solar panels. But... yeah, I shouldn't be buying potatoes. I should be doing just the top end, really, now. We have too many potatoes and solar panels, is how I would describe it. I think. We can buy that. And now, Pro Potato and Sputnik are probably about even, or very close to even in terms of efficiency. 120k. And it gives me 100 watts per click. I think it's presently like 3? If I remember correctly. I kind of like the left versus right click. Okay, let me move my mouse. Let me see how can I make this much better, I wonder. If I use like both hands on it. Not really. Interestingly, like I can't really make it any better than this. Despite using 2 hands and everything on it. Doesn't work like you'd hope. This one might not really count as an incremental, and it's just more of an idle clicker, right? It's emphasis on the clicker, probably, right now. I mean, you don't have to click, just like with all these games. You can leave it running and just revisit it every so often. But we'll give it some time of the day. Kind of see where it goes. It did kind of intrigue me with the theme. I think they did a good job with that, at least. Should I just save up for the Kinetigen overclock? Feels so far away. And my fingers, they grow tired, you know? And my fingers. I kind of like it when they give me a lot of things to read, because that way I can just kind of stop or not think about what's going on, but I don't have anything to study anymore, it feels. There's nothing left. Solar panels got too expensive, I'd say. We need more Pro Potatoes and Sputniks. Doesn't really feel like I can increase our multiplier much. If it is increasing, it's very, very slowly. So it's probably not really worth that. An extra nearly 100 per click would be a lot. It doesn't factor our clicking into the per second, though, there. We're halfway through the overclock. I kind of want to read some of the other things. And kind of remind myself of what we're getting over here. Let's give my fingers a break, shall we? 100 watts per cycle. It does get better than Maris Piper's potato power gain times 2. I wonder if that's from the base or times 2 what it is now. So it would go from 3 watts to 6 watts per potato. Bore further into the surface for more gains. Pro potato power gain times 4. So you'd probably skip over this one to start and go straight to this one instead. Because that sounds a lot more useful. Although, wait a minute. I have 25 potatoes. I think so, at least. What do you think? So now they're really incentivizing you to click for that multiplier, right? They really want us to click. Goodbye to my mouse. There might be a button somewhere that kind of makes this a little bit easier for us. I don't know, though. It's not... I didn't see anything in the settings at a quick glance. We're going... Golden Spudnik Foil. It's all about the potatoes. Do we ever move past the potatoes, we think? I have no idea. Almost there. Oh boy. Yay. All right. So now produces less modest 100 watts per cycle. And now we kind of just go back to this. I don't know if we really save up. So 4 times our 13 probes. So 8 times 13 equals, oh god, 104. 104 times 4, 416 watts, or 180k. So it's definitely a lot more. This gives me 42. Yeah, saving up for the pro potato roots should be more efficient than just buying Spudniks right now, which would be the second best thing, probably. It'd also shift where we want to focus our purchases to the pro potato. And those are quite a bit cheaper, so we can just buy a bunch of those to make it better. Maris Piers. Am I wrong about that? So, Pro Potato Roots is going to give me... I was going to say what's wrong with our multipliers because we were in the shade, though. A little over 400 right now. Maris Piers is times... Is it 3 or 2? Times 2. It's going to give me an extra 3 watts for 25 potatoes. That's only an extra 75. If it's even doing what it says. So 75 watts is way less. Did I do that right? 8? Wait, what? I think I did something weird. Times 4. Was my initial math weird? Means they'll give 32 watts. So an extra 24 times 13. I think I did do the math wrong. Initially. We got 400 something. Don't mind me. It's the best we can do. Well, it's safe to say there's no way Maris Piers is worth it, as far as I can tell. I know that much. So let's see, extra 24 times 13 equals 240 plus 72, so 312. All right, is that accurate? It looks like it was about 312. Okay. I don't know where I got the 400 from. I think I did extra math. Pro potatoes are all rooted in, now producing 3 times the power. So now we definitely want to buy a lot more here because they're 32 watts a piece. Let's see. Yeah, you still want a lot more of those. Many, many, many more. Because the Sputnik is only worth 42. Come on, give me a new object. Give me something cool here, you know? Hello? You probably want to build them up till they cost like 25-ish K. I'm gonna say. Maybe even a touch more. We'll do one more, I'm thinking. I'm still curious if the Mirror's Pierce is really worth it. Or do I just keep skipping it? Nothing's really led to further unlocks as far as I can tell. I think when I got a few Sputniks, it gave me a new upgrade that I hadn't seen before, but that was about it. Right? I guess now's a good time to banter about random junk. More Sputniks. I don't know about the rest of y'all. No interest in going to space. You know, you hear some people like, it's my dream to head into the great unknown. The last frontier. It's like, but I've still never even finished, like, The Witcher 3. There's, like, so many more things for me to do here. It seems like a big dedication to go into space, you know? Can I bring my Game Boy at least? You know, how do you kill time? Like, you gotta run on a bicycle just to not wither away. Potato. It costs more than 10 potatoes to generate the same amount of power as a pro potato. It's definitely not worth touching those yet. Oh wait, so I was sitting here thinking. I could try to save up 284,000. Each Kinetigen cycle could power a tiny town, 500 watts per click. So we could wait for 284 now. For our next doodad. Can't tell if it's about that time or not. So even if we make the potato twice as good, so it's 6 watts per potato. It just adds so little. It's only an extra 75 watts for 160K. So when you think about it, 160K divided by 75, I legitimately want to get out the calculator for this one. In fact, maybe it's for the best. Don't mind me. Hello, calculator? Windows calculator, please. So how long would it take to actually get that amount back? It would take 2,133 seconds. Although, you know, it's a little skewed because we have this like multiplier thing, etc., etc. It's so not worth. It's so tempting when there's just an upgrade sitting there and waiting, like they're testing us here, right? Again, unless it does something unknown, something different than what it's actually listing, or something more. It is possible. Potato plant, 230 watts per second it will generate. Which is, how much more than a Sputnik? 4, 5. More than 5 times. Oh, actually, Sputnik might be more efficient still. Oh, really? I'm kind of thinking about it for a second. Ask for it. Buy one. Potato plant launched. Maybe that'll do something. It did not look like it did anything. Sputniks and Pro Potatoes are back on the menu for now, then, I guess. Maybe Pro Potato will... the potato plant will do something. Oh, wait. Analysis. Potato plant landed successfully. Impact uncovered ancient stuff. Will excavate the site with more power. Check the data area for progress. Well, I'm kind of glad we bought it, despite it not being as efficient then. Because it looks like we need it to kind of work towards something. As far as I can tell. Pro potatoes give 32. Sputniks give 42. You're going to have to do the math on that one. Probably going to do one more pro potato. Is it time to try to buy a bunch of solar panels to see if we notice a difference again yet? I assume more potato plants would mean we fill up the analysis bar more quickly. Maybe the multiplier would go up. Doesn't really look that way, though. Is there like a beat to it? It almost feels like if I don't do it too fast, the multiplier is still just as good or something. Or if not better. I don't know. It's strange. So let me see. It costs over 6 times the amount. 6 times 42. Yeah, Sputniks are still better. Sputniks still better. We're up to 10. We're up to 10, baby. Give me another one. So it looks like we're probably just going to be using one potato plant to reach the full analysis at this rate. Guess I'm not really sure. Is it better to buy regular potatoes yet? Seems unlikely. But now's about the time where I should probably check back in with the math. We are certainly bombarding this planet with potatoes. We have unlocked, or rather we get a glimpse of something new. It says requires landed pod for the next doodad. Potato-related business, you know. So let me see. It would cost... Oh, it's probably about time to actually do the Mirror's Piers and potentially upgrade the potato. Well, a little questionable, maybe. Is it about time? It might be about that time. Seems like it might be more efficient now. This is all just a math quiz, ain't it? I'm realizing. Definitely not worth doing the solar panels, as far as I can tell. Like, you just gotta constantly reevaluate. Requires almost 11 potatoes for 1 pro potato. But of course, if we get Mirror's Piers, that changes very quickly. We gotta at least find out what the analysis leads to here. Can we agree? Alright, we'll grab it. So this went up to 6 watts, right? Correct. Okay. Okay, so 6 watts. Which means a pro potato is a little bit better than 5 potatoes. So we want to buy potatoes until it looks like roughly... it's within about 5. So right about there, it looks. And then you'd want to stop again. Okay. And then we're back. I'm going to assume it's Sputnik now. I shall buy 42 for 73,000. Let me see. Let me think again. Hold on. 5. Like 5.5 Sputniks equals 1 potato plant. So 5.5 times 73. Okay, so a potato plant is better now, officially. Officially. Now, but the thing is, 326,000 watts, right? That's getting pretty close to 400,000 on the right side. So I think at that point, you should probably just save up for that. Agreed? I'm sure we can all agree to that. It will multiply our clicking amount by 5 times. Oh my god, we're gonna be here, huh? We are gonna be here. I'm clicking with fervor, in fever, in fury. Now might be a good time to talk about my clicker past. I don't have much. When I was a kid, it's crazy to think about. Like, when I was a kid, I say kid, I guess I don't know how old I was. But like 20 years ago, I played Cookie Clicker. And it's still surprisingly relevant today. Like, it still gets brought up. People still play it. Crazy talk, right? Crazy talk. Can't believe that, really. I don't even know if the game has changed since then either. That was probably the first one I played. The first one I remember. The only other one I recall, particularly, and this is an actual incremental game, is Universal Paperclips. Absolutely loved it. That one I really liked because it was very surprising. Where it went and everything. Very simple game. You know? Reminds me of sort of the Crank, if you missed the Crank series. A little bit, at least. We're almost at the 400k. And then we probably... Well, there's this spark catcher one now, too. Woo! Look at it go! Alright, now we're cruising. Now it's 500 watts. It's 5 times the amount from clicking. I kind of wish it worked into the per second here a little bit for us. A landed pod. Looks like it's going to be a while before that. 30 million watts over there on the right side. Holy crap. We're in the dark. Good time while we're in the dark to kind of read on some things. More efficiently soak up those sparks, plus 1% per gain, power gain per spark. Per spark, it says. Huh. Okay. I kind of got to read the original upgrade to understand it better. We can afford a bit of luxury. Panels will produce 4 watts a second. Reflect power back to your chip efficiently. Sputnik power gain times 3. I see. Better foundations for pro-potato power, making pro-potato power gain times 2. Okay. I'm going to grab a potato plant. I think we might do the 1. And then we'd probably save up for the spark catcher after that. If you've made it this far in the video, I congratulate you. I had a couple people ask me if everything's okay recently on the channel, and there's no need to worry, just because I had fewer uploads than usual the past couple weeks. I've been a little under the weather, cold. It's been harder to like record videos without me just sneezing, coughing, sniffling all over the microphone. So I've just been sort of taking it easy a bit. Taking it easy. If you really need more content from me, well, I always got the incremental playlist. And we always got the Twitch streams. Even if you can't catch them live, I do have a VOD channel. It's linked in the description of every video. Check it out. Bit of a different vibe. I'm mostly yelling at my Twitch chat, I'd say there. Rather than just sort of relaxing. I guess we do buy this, right? Let's take a look now. Oh, that went up a decent amount, the multiplier, huh? That's not bad. It suddenly feels like we're gaining surprisingly quickly, and we've almost completed the analysis here. It is coming. What do you got? Comparing the data to what little info I have on file, it looks like we're on our home planet Terra, which can't be right as it's meant to not be dead. If that's correct, it must be the year 2354. I've updated our date records. Develop landing technology. I want to get a closer look at this thing. I've added it to the idea lister. Okay. 5.5, right? They're pretty close to even. I just want to go golden solar panel, so they give me 4 watts a second. Which is 4 times what they currently do. And I could buy a few more. It's hard to say if that's really worth it. 500k. for 3 times 350, right? I mean, 3 times 35 equals 105 watts for 500K. It's not great, but then I guess I can buy some solar panels after that. Right? I don't know at what point do I stop. 4 watts, 6 watts. Probably right about there. I wonder if there's something to be said. You shouldn't do lots of saving up when you could be earning more right now, right? Like if it's, I guess if it's close, like doing long save ups might not be a good idea, potentially. You know what I mean? It's very possible. So this gives me ×3 on the Sputnik. Okay, so that equates to an extra 84 times 13. 84 times 13 equals a lot, right? Wow, it's like 840 plus 25, 6. It's like 1,000, right? It's like a shitload. I think our also buying those solar panels, I think it did actually help the multiplier. I just bought a lot at once, which is not common lately. I think it did actually help the multiplier, finally. It was just, it was such a slow increase that it was hard to tell. The pace has picked up a little bit all of a sudden, though. So now Sputniks are worth a lot more. And we have a lot more passive now. We definitely want to buy a lot of these for a while. 126 each. Yeah. Which is more than half of a potato plant. We're definitely going to be buying a lot of Sputniks for a while. I have to read up on the pod module as well. Wait, I just realized. Oh, we got like a Russian thing on the right side. 3 times power production from the Sputniks. Okay, now's a good time to probably read. Better foundations for Pro Potato power making. Pro Potato power gain ×2. So it goes to 64. Ultimate Sparkifier plus 1.25 power gain per spark. Let's use graphene for something. Sputnik power gain ×2. Prepare escape pod for a harsh landing. Ship will remain in orbit producing things. I see. It would still be the Sputnik here now, though. So I guess that's the sort of next event that you'd want to seek out, right? At this point. I think it's safe to say. Tell you what, we'll give it till about an hour here. Clicking frantically in the meantime. Now's about the time where we stop on the Sputnik and re-examine what's worthwhile. It takes almost 4 Pro Potatoes to make it worth it, so I don't think it's worth buying anything besides potato plants and Sputniks for a while. Potato planters. 1.8 million, which is quite far away. Oh, wait, we got a new upgrade possible now, I think. Potato plant roots, right? That got added to the list. Once I got 3 potato plants, it added it to the list. It might have been the same for the others, too, when you think about it. That's not a big surprise, I guess. Then we go back to that. We probably go back and forth. I say for a while, but it's probably not actually as long as you think, right? Inhabitants, all dead, it says in the top left, I just realized. Okay. All right, then. Hopper R-type. Okay, my fingers have probably had enough right about now anyway. Well, that was a look at Spaceplan. Unfortunately, I don't think it really suits what we like to do on the channel, which is the more active incremental games. And I think it's like a fine. I mean, it's very cookie clicker-esque. It's too bad because I really like the aesthetic of it. I actually love the theme. I'd love to leave it running in the background and kind of see where it goes, because they kind of catching my attention with some of the ideas here. It just seems very sleek. It's a very sleek game. The audio and the visuals, I think, are all fun, but it's not really the kind of thing that I think suits well for someone who just wants to sit here and play the game, you know, very focused for, you know, however long it takes, essentially. But I enjoyed it. I mean, for a buck, right? I can't really complain for the most part. But those are just my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more clicker, idle, incremental style games, make sure you check out the playlist in the description, and I shall see you in another video.